is well and truly Oscar season, so here is my review of Ferrari. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week, and then movie reviews just like this one here at the weekend. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free, and I will leave a playlist of my recent reviews linked up above. I always make them spoiler free. I've had a couple of questions about this. Always make them spoiler free so that if you are considering going and seeing something, I'm not telling you what goes on. And then my book versus movies are spoiler free because, again, if you're considering whether to pick up the book or watch the movie, again, you don't want to be spoiled before you watch it. So this one stars Adam Driver, who is one of my favourites if you've been following the channel for a while. Loved him since Girls, and then when he showed up in Star Wars, whew, I think because my first Star Wars at the cinema experience was Kylo Ren. I will watch anything with him in. Like, I've gone and watched things which are really outside of my comfort zone just to see him, because I think he is amazing. Like, he is... You see him and stuff, and it's just so like here, there, and like different characters. He's not just Kylo Ren, or he's not just, you know, the naked guy from Girls. And this is so it's being marketed as a biopic, but essentially this happened previous to Ford versus Ferrari, and is a bit of an Enzo Ferrari biopic. We see a little bit about him, but essentially it's like, here's what Enzo Ferrari was doing with his cars, and here's all the drama that was going on in his personal life in the meantime. So we've got Penelope Cruz and Shailene Woodley, who are sort of part of his personal life here. I am not normally a massive fan of Penelope Cruz. I think I've even said on the channel before, she just always sort of plays the same character. You never really see her play something different. She brought it in this film. She plays something completely different. She is angry and emotional throughout the whole of this film, but with reason to be. All of that drama that I'm not going to spoil for you, she has reason to feel that anger. But we see the best part of like what, I mean, sometimes being a woman can be like, is she uses that anger as fuel to get shit done. Like, she absolutely uses that anger as fuel to be who she is. I just came out of her with like respect for the character and respect for her, because it was just so well played. Like, if you're going to watch, you know, anything on the screen, go and watch it for Penelope Cruz's performance, or go in there as an angry person and just be like, yeah, with her, because she was fabulous. Shailene Woodley, I think, sort of does what I felt like Penelope Cruz did before this. She just kind of always plays a very similar thing. There's always like a little bit of like, poor me about her, which, you know, she came to us with The Fault in Our Stars. There was actual poor her about that character, and I, you know, did like that movie, but she, yeah, I do feel like she kind of does play the same kind of character and does in this film as well. And then we've got a bit of Patrick Dempsey in there too. He showed up. I was like, oh, I did not know that he was going to be in this one. We've got a bit of McDreamy there. Patrick Dempsey also in one of my like all-time favourite Disney films, Enchanted. I was like, whoa, kind of having to separate the McDreamy and the Enchanted character from this like racing driver here, this Silver Fox racing driver as well. So yeah, there's partly biopic stuff, and then there's partly like, okay, here's what's going on with Ferrari hiring drivers, and Ferrari building their cars, and Ferrari desperately trying to be not back to that verge of bankruptcy again. It was like kind of clawing, like one wrong move and that could be it for Ferrari. And so there's that kind of drama surrounding it as well. So there was at the beginning warnings about, you know, contents of a sexual nature and contents of a violent nature. And so this film does come with both of those warnings. You kind of think, well, it's a racing movie. There's definitely going to be some violence in here, but the violence is quite shocking. So I'm not going to put like what it was or where it was, but just be warned, this is not for the faint-hearted. The violence is quite shocking. And kind of, I think I did that like, like, oh no type of gasp that I sometimes do in the cinema that embarrasses people that I'm with. And I saw this with 3 other people. So yeah, but the fact that I saw this with 3 other people shows you that it is a kind of movie that says it's got a bit of something for everyone in there. I'm not into car racing. I have seemed to have watched an awful lot of films about car racing and reviewed on this channel. Maybe I need a separate playlist, reviews of car films. But even though I wasn't, I like the drama. You know, that scene in Gavin and Stacey where Pam's just like, I just love the drama, Mick. That's me. And so I loved that side of it. But it was like a little bit sort of, oh, we're making some poor choices here as well. The cinematography of this one was stunning. And the fact that we've got that like split between the biopic side of it and the racing car side of it, where the biopic side of it is very sort of like muted tones, a little bit grainy, a little bit quieter apart from the fire burning inside of Penelope Cruz, and then the racing car side of it is like flash bulbs going off, like car headlights, like the sound and the like splash and just the splash of red and the like whizzing round corners and very, very fast paced, whereas this is very like slow paced. I'm opening up a newspaper now, I'm taking a sip of espresso now. It was that kind of like, it is sort of two stories in one. Now personally, I would have liked if it was a little bit more of the drama side of things, or if the car side of things was fleshed out a bit more. It almost could have been two separate films, but I think it was obviously a brave sort of directorial choice to make the as one film. And apparently this film was basically like 30 years in the making. Like that's nearly as old as me. And so when you sort of know that side of it as well, you're kind of like, okay, this is where these choices have been made, or where we've gone with that direction over another direction. And I think that it is 30 years that paid off. So all four of us going to see this one definitely come at films from a different point of view. I go and see a lot, and I go and see a wide variety of things in the cinema predominantly. And there's I went with my in-laws who don't go to cinema unless I take them to the cinema, and watch less films, and majority of them at home. And then there's sort of Ollie, who was somewhere in the middle, who watches some films with me but doesn't tend to watch films at home at all really, unless we're watching our Oscar nominated films. And so it did please everyone. It gave us something to talk about in the car ride and then at dinner afterwards. And we all had slightly different reactions to it, which I thought was brilliant. And so in terms of should you pay your cinema going money to go and see this one, if we're still in this land of we've got people visiting and we're going out to see things with other people, or if you're looking for something a little bit different to do because you're not drinking or not eating meat this January, then this is definitely something which you could do with a bigger group of people and sort of please everybody. Cinematography wise and sound editing wise and kind of just editing and direction in general wise, I feel like it is something that you should pay to go and see on the big screen, because I think that this is the intention of the filmmakers in this case. And so should you pay your cinema going money to go and see this one? Yes, I really do think you should. I think it's worth seeing it on the big screen. I think there's a bit of something for everyone in here, but just heed my warning of the violence in this one is really quite shocking and sudden, and you won't see it coming. And yes, the drama is hot and spicy and just how I like it. And so yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I would probably go and see it again, and there you have it. As always, if there is a particular film coming up soon that you would like me to go and watch this weekend and bring my thoughts back to you here next weekend, then do let me know in comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will be back with another movie review for you next weekend. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my bookish content coming for you in the week. With that being said, I will see you with my next video. Thanks for watching.